The Inspector General report shows that clearly there was a gigantic, deep, and pervasive bias in the FBI against Donald Trump, and a determination, in the words of Peter Strzok, who is in charge of the Hillary email investigation, to stop him from becoming president. Those are his words. Well, in our book, Rogue Spooks, The Intelligence War on Donald Trump, suggest you get a copy, we say that Comey is the chief rogue spook, and this obviously substantiates that. But beyond Comey, it reveals a viper's den, viper's nest of favors and payoffs and bribes from the media to the FBI. Free sports tickets, free meals, nights out, all kinds of great stuff, showered on the FBI by the media precisely to elicit the leaks that permeated this whole investigation and permeated it during the election. There was also this game of musical chairs that went on, where the same cast of characters of 6 or 7 people would have different roles in running different investigations. The email, the Russia investigation, even the Clinton Foundation investigation. And the thing they had in common was a deeply ingrained pro-Hillary, anti-Trump bias. You can see it by their emails, by their texts back and forth, and by their actions. One of them, Peter Krasnick, who is the lobbyist for the Justice Department, actually went so far as to go to the Hillary campaign and ask them to hire his son. And this whole nexus of anti-Trump sentiment, this whole pervasive feeling, permeated the agency. But the thing that has attracted my particular attention in the IG report, and I think is the most important, are the actions that took place in the 6 weeks before the election. Hillary, who had been under subpoena to reveal all of her emails, and there was a focus on which of the 60,000 emails or so she would reveal and which were personal and all of that, took 300,000 emails and stashed them on Anthony Weiner's computer. She gave them to Huma Abedin, her aide, who then put them on her husband's computer, former Congressman Anthony Weiner. 300,000 of them, 5 times the amount that were in play before that. And I guess she figured that who's going to look at Weiner's computer, former congressman? Well, it turned out that they did, not in connection with this investigation, but to talk about sexting. And they found these emails. The IG says the sheer volume should have attracted incredible attention. And they did not review them, they didn't study them, they didn't open them until 2 or 3 weeks before the election. Now, Hillary and the Dems are crying foul because they announced that they existed 2 weeks before the election. Foul after they hid them, they concealed them, and then their people who were doing their bidding sat on them at the FBI, and they're outraged that there was an announcement before the election that they existed. Really incredible. Shows how bankrupt their charges are. But the IG found that Peter Strzok, who was in charge of this, had a clear political bias, and he was willing to use that bias to influence his official actions. And as a result, there was no review of these documents until just before the election. And then, given the fact that there were 300,000 of them, the review was obviously limited and perfunctory. That, to me, is the really incredible official bias that's manifest in the FBI. Now, what's the outcome of this? Well, come on. Both Democrats and Republicans agree that Comey violated protocol, procedure, and was rogue in his actions before the election. So are we going to say Trump fired him because he wanted to get rid of the Russia investigation? Absolute nonsense. Everybody agreed he was a bad FBI director. And so there's no obstruction of justice there. And almost every one of these anti-Trump, pro-Hillary folks left the FBI and Justice Department and ended up on Mueller's staff running the investigation, the new central headquarters of the anti-Trump movement. I forgot. The most interesting, damning thing in the report is that Comey actually told Horowitz, the IG, that he did not know that Hillary's closest aide, Huma Abedin, was married to Anthony Weiner, the congressman on whose computers the emails were. I mean, everybody in the United States knew that. Are we to believe the director of the FBI didn't? Now, thanks for watching. Today's Lunch Alert is sponsored by the Patriot Gold Group. The economy looks pretty good, but there are some danger signs. Rising gas prices could herald a slowdown. The trade wars with China could escalate. Democrats, God help us, could take control of the Congress. And Goldman Sachs has issued a warning to investors to adopt de-risking strategies with their portfolio. Well, there's no better way to de-risk than to invest in gold. Even when the market crashed in 07 and 08, gold grew by 4%. And as things get more volatile and more risky, more and more people go to gold. There also is a parallel between the price of gold and the price of oil. Since 1946, there has been a pretty set formula of about 25 barrels of oil equaling 1 ounce of gold in price. In fact, that's how gas prices and oil prices are determined, by that ratio. And increasingly, the oil has gone ahead of the gold. Now it takes only 19 barrels of oil to buy 1 ounce of gold. So gold is going to catch up, and when it does, it usually snaps forward. Last time this happened 2 years ago, it grew by almost $200 an ounce. So go to the Patriot Gold Group at the number on the screen, or go to their website, patriotgoldgroup.com. Thanks.